Cheevo, guys.
What up, guys? This is
Cheevo, guys.
back here again with another achievement guide. Today we're going to be focusing on Cave Bad. This game was published by EastAsiaSoft and it was developed by Panda Indie Studio. This game is an easy 15-minute completion or platinum trophy, and on top of that, it's only $4.99. Now, first and foremost, these levels are randomly generated, so no need to follow where I'm going because your world or your level is going to be completely different. Now, if you've played other games published by EastAsiaSoft for achievements or trophies, you're probably used to this already, but this game includes accumulative achievements, meaning that the achievements add up over time. So, for instance, there's an achievement for getting 100 coins. You don't necessarily need to get 100 coins in one run, you just need to get 100 coins in total amongst all of your runs. This will allow you to get the achievements over multiple runs rather than having to get it in one run. So this makes the achievements a lot easier because you don't need to get 100 coins in one run. You can do it amongst multiple. So yeah, for the most part, this is how it's going to be for most of the achievements. However, we do have a few achievements that require you to get them in one run. For instance, we have an achievement related to defeating 3 bosses in one run. So that would require you to be playing at least until the 3rd level. Once you get to the 4th level, you may want to continue though, because we do have some achievements related to high score. The one that requires you to get the biggest high score is for scoring 12,000 points. So ultimately here, guys, you guys will need to defeat the 3rd boss. Not only that, but you need to score at least 12,000 points in one run. That's about as good as you need to be able to do in one run. Other than that, all of the other achievements or trophies can be obtained over multiple playthroughs. Personally, I got my 1000 gamer score in just about 14 minutes or so. I did edit this video down just a little bit, down to a little under 12 minutes, in an effort to make it a little more quick and to the point. But yeah, for the most part, this one's really easy, guys. At most, it should take you about 20 minutes. I wouldn't even say that this is skill dependent. My number one tip for you guys would be to spam the attack button. You have like no cooldown on it, so you can literally just keep spamming it and pretty much kill any enemy that you run into, including the bosses. I found that they're a lot easier if you spam the A button, or if you're playing on PlayStation, it would be the X button to attack. If you spam the attack, it pretty much freezes them, so you can keep attacking them until they die. So yeah, what you want to do is spam the attack button. Rarely did I use the bombs to kill enemies, but you can use the bombs to kill enemies if you want. For the most part, I just used them in scenarios where I needed to, destroy a block to be able to move forward. Now, this is what the boss battles look like. You're going to find this tomb or statue looking thing, and basically what you want to do is press A to activate it, and that's going to activate the boss battle. If you're trying to get the achievement for the 3 boss battles, what you can do is you can just, keep exploring until you find the boss battle and go ahead and activate it. You don't necessarily need to complete everything else or all of the other rooms in that level. You can, technically just find the boss battle room right away and dive into the boss battle if you want to make your way through the first couple levels quickly. Now, as you can see, all I'm going to do is keep spamming the attack button, and eventually I'm able to defeat this boss pretty easily. However, that time I ended up going into the portal before I picked up that power up. Make sure that you don't do that every time you defeat a boss. You get a power up. You want to make sure to pick up that power up before you try to go and collect that diamond looking thing. The pink diamond is actually a portal, so that's going to exit the level. So make sure that you grab the power up before you walk into or try to collect that pink diamond, because it will advance to the next level and you won't be able to pick it up. Anyhow, we're on level 3 as you can see, and hopefully we'll find the boss battle fairly quickly, and we can go ahead and dive right into that boss battle. That way we can make sure we get that achievement for defeating 3 different bosses. Not only that, but you guys want to make sure that you're working on your high score as well. Every time you kill an enemy, it gives you 100 points, and every time you destroy one of these blocks, it gives you 10 points. So you can grind up your high score by destroying these blocks. You want to destroy them either way, because we do have an achievement or trophy related to destroying, I think, 250 blocks. So make sure that you keep, grinding out your blocks until you get that achievement or trophy. Not only that, but again, it's going to help with your high score achievements. There we go, we got the Demolition Man 2 achievement for destroying 60 blocks. And as I just mentioned, we still have to get the Demolition Man 3 achievement, which would be for destroying 250 blocks. So just make sure that you keep destroying those blocks until you get that achievement. Not only that, but it's going to help with your high score. Again, you need to make sure that you get a 12,000 high score in one run. So yeah, just make sure that you're grinding up your score. and eventually you'll get there. I'd say you probably need to get to level 4 or so to be able to reach 12,000 on your high score. Ultimately, you're going to find that I ended up dying at the end of the 4th level during the 4th boss battle, and I ended up scoring about 13,700. So I overshot about 1,700. So yeah, I'd say you definitely probably need to make it to level 4. That is, unless you're really exploring and going into each of the rooms and racking up some high score. Now, this is going to be the 3rd boss battle. After we defeat this guy, we're going to get our last achievement related to boss battles. You get one after defeating your first boss, your second boss, and then finally this boss, which would be the 3rd boss. The boss battles are definitely set in stone. They're not randomized or anything like that, so there's no way that you'll see like this boss as the boss of the 1st level or anything like that. This will always be the boss of the 3rd level. It's just the levels themselves that are randomized, so my 3rd level would look different than your 3rd level, just because they are procedurally generated. Now, in terms of my tips for defeating this boss, this one's a little bit trickier because he does throw out a lot of projectiles. First and foremost, you want to make sure that hopefully you've upgraded your character amongst this playthrough. As you can see, I have a total of about 8 hearts or so, so I was able to get hit a few times. Not only that, but I was using the method that I mentioned earlier in this video, where you want to spam the attack button because it tends to slow down your enemy, almost pausing them. And as you can see, we just unlocked the 3rd achievement related to boss battles, Boss Dancer 3, worth 100 gamer score for defeating the 3rd boss. Now we are on to level 4. My high score is about 8,600. We need to get it up to 12,000 total. Again, you can grind it out by destroying some blocks, especially if you don't have your achievement for destroying 250 blocks yet. You might as well, being that you still need to get that achievement or a trophy. Besides destroying the blocks, you want to make sure that you keep collecting these coins, as we have 3 achievements related to collecting coins. I just got the second one. That one's for collecting 50 coins, but ultimately we need to collect 100 coins total. Luckily, we can do this over multiple playthroughs. You don't necessarily need to collect 100 coins in one playthrough. You can do it over multiple playthroughs. I actually found that this ended up being the last achievement I unlocked, as I ended up getting the high score achievement. I looked at my achievements, and I still had that achievement for collecting 100 coins. And I thought, man, hopefully I don't need to do this in one run. I started up a new game. I ended up collecting 10 coins, and just after collecting 10 coins, I popped my achievement for collecting 100 coins. And that right there told me that this is accumulative, meaning this definitely adds up over multiple playthroughs, as it unlocked when I only had 10 coins. So yeah, luckily the achievements and trophies are pretty forgiving from that aspect. Now at this point, I only have a few achievements left. Ultimately, I'm trying to get that high score of 12,000. I just got my final combat expert achievement for killing 60 enemies. That's pretty much the most amount of enemies that you need to kill in terms of getting all of your achievements or trophies. You get an achievement after killing 3 enemies, 30 enemies, and then finally, as you just seen, 60 enemies. So we're getting pretty close to being able to get that 12,000 score. As you can see, I'm at 11,780. I just need to kill a few more enemies, and then I'll be able to unlock that. Let's see here. These ghosts are a little tricky because they fly through the walls, so you want to make sure that you gain some distance and then try to, spam the attack from a distance. Now, I'm trying to remember if the achievements unlock right when you hit the highest score or if you have to die before it ends up triggering. I think based off of, the fact that I already have a 12,000 high score, I'm going to say that you probably have to die for it to unlock. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward my footage. There's no point in showing you guys how far I got. I did end up dying during the 4th boss battle though. But yeah, as you're about to see here, I'm going to end up unlocking the high score achievement called Point Scorer 3, worth 100 gamer score, for reaching a high score of 12,000. It only unlocked after I died, so if it isn't unlocking after you reach 12,000, don't panic. All you need to do is die and it should pop. Now, I went ahead and checked out my achievements to see if I had that 1000 G quite yet, and unfortunately I was still missing the Moneymaker 3 achievement for collecting 100 coins. At that point I started up another run, and after collecting just 10 coins I ended up unlocking it. The Moneymaker 3 achievement worth 100 gamer score. At this point I finally had my full 1000 gamer score, and hopefully you guys do too. Other than that, I'd like to give a huge thank you to all of my Patreon subscribers. We just hit 16 patrons. I'd like to give a special shout out to everybody in the biggest fan club, including Tim G84, AOJ, and Kegger101. As always, I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment and don't forget to like and subscribe.